So, you should know how to do the net present value. Put in all your cash flows, discount them. So I'm gonna take the $70,000, negative, cash flow 0, 20,000, cash flow 1, 24,000, cash flow 2, cash flow 3 is 30,000, cash flow 3, 28,000 is my last cash flow, cash flow 4. Discount that at what rate?
Can't see it.
You can, it's right there.
You can.
Yep. You can. All
There
right,
we go.
now you can.
9%.
Thank you.
No, now.
Okay, 9%, down arrow key, net present value. Now, if I hit down arrow key, CST, that's my internal rate of return. Remember this from class? Now, if I want the profitability index, that's simply the present value of your future cash flows over your initial investment. So I do that in my calculator separately as well. So that means everything but the cash outflow I discount, all the cash inflows. So I take the 0 as my cash flow 0. Then I'm gonna have $20,000. Cash flow 1, 24,000. Cash flow 2, cash flow 3 is 30,000. Cash flow 4 is 28,000. Discount that at my 9%. 81,550. So you're doing the same thing that we did above for your NPV, but I'm not including the 70,000. I'm going to divide those cash flows, the present value of those future cash flows, by the initial investment of $70,000. That's your profitability index of 1.165. I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to ask you the payback method. So you're going to have 38, 39, and 40, some derivative of that. And then I'm either going to throw in the profitability index or the discounted cash flow. You better get these two right, because they're easy.
So you just added it all together and then divided by the original 70?
I discounted all those.
Oh, present value.
It's the
Future.
present value of the future cash flows. So I did the same thing that I did with the NPV, I just didn't put in the first cash flow, or the initial outflow.
The 3.42 that you got, what did you do with it?
3.42?
Yeah, the other page where you got 3.42. What was that for?
This is the discounted payback method.
Okay,
So
but
that's the answer.
but it wasn't part of the question, right? It was just.
No, it is
If you
a
do.
question, I'm asking you, what's the payback period if you were to, what's the discounted payback period? And that's meaning that you discounted all the cash flows and subtracted out your initial cash flow of $70,000. So on a discounted payback method, the answer is it takes you 3.42 years. On just a regular payback method, it took you 2.87. Why? Because you discounted all the cash flows by their present value. Did I totally confuse you?
I'm having trouble understanding which one is better than
Either
for me.
one. You know what? Let's see, the payback method does not take into account all the cash flows, right? Because you just stop once you pay back the money. The discounted payback method, same thing, you don't consider all the cash flows, but you're considering the time value of money.
Okay.
Somewhere on your notes somewhere, it talks about the advantages and disadvantages of each of these. I would look at those,
Okay.
because those are potential concept questions. So, I don't know anybody, I think I said this tonight earlier, when I taught the entire corporate finance class that you guys go through in a semester, 3 fucking hours at SMU last Friday. Imagine, just dropping that on people in 3 hours. And one of the guys said, well, if you never use this, because you never use this, you always use NPV or IRR in real life. So somebody said to me, well, does that mean they're not gonna ask me the dividend or the discounted payback? And I said, of course they are, because no one uses it. So I know on the final, they will ask you that, and they will ask you the profitability index. If you don't wanna remember them, that's 3 or 6 points, it's up to you. It's stupid and nobody uses it. But, you know, it's a way to lower the benchmark. Yeah.
On the other page, why do you write 70,000 minus the point four?
Which one, this one?
You write 70,000 minus 82, 84 divided by 19.
Okay, I took the $70,000, I subtracted the 18,348, the 2202, the 23,166. After all that's subtracted out, I have $8,284 to cover. I divide that by the final discounted cash flow of 19,844. That's 0.42 years. I then add that to this, and this. It, on a discounted payback method, takes me 3.42 years. You guys like hate fucking finance now? No, you do, yeah. It's fun when you're doing the NPV and the IRR, and you're actually figuring out what a stock is worth or what a bond is worth, and you can make money off of it.
Can you do the payback period again?
The payback?
Period.
A simple payback period is you take that initial cash flow and you subtract out every single cash flow until you're covered. Like we did, I'm on my damn page now. Like here. So here I took the $70,000, I subtracted out the 20,000, I subtracted out the 24,000. I had 26,000 remaining. My third cash flow is $30,000. I divide that into my remaining 26,000. My payback period that is not discounted is 2.87 years.
Okay, got it.
Got it? You should be able to do this, this, and this.